Idaho, the land that wrestling forgot. Until souls across the Gem State decided to make history. We all take risks. We all feel pain. We all have succeeded and failed. But not tonight. Tonight, our stories will be told. Tonight, our voices will be heard. Tonight, your eyes will see the unbelievable. For the first time in Idaho history, we bring you local professional wrestling. So gather the family, take a seat, and leave the action to us. We are Wrestle Club. What you are about to see is real. Each wrestler has years of training. Our bodies are not indestructible. We bend, we break, we bleed. So please, do not try this at home, school, or anywhere.
It's been a couple years, gonna be a couple more. Always a bottle in hand, always watching the door. And I know you won't be knocking here anytime soon, but I'll still be listening to nothing, just waiting for you. Red Rover, another girl's over. Just one more believing, I see a falling clover. Red Rover, I am so hungover. I just wanna be home, but home isn't sober. Wanna be drunk when I wake up, like I had Sheeran song. Just don't be too loud if you're gonna sing along. Red Rover, another girl's over. Just one more breathing, I see it from the clovers. Red Rover, I am so hungover. I just wanna be home, but home isn't sober. And I thought you were my room to keep me out of the rain, but my eon cloud convinced you to run away. And so I washed it all down. The vodka's all I can taste. My memory shot, but it still screams your name. Red Rover, another girl's over. Just one more feeling, a sea full of clovers. Red Rover, I am so hungover. I just wanna be home, but home isn't sober. Red Rover, another girl's over. Just one more feeling, I see a funny clovers. Red Rover, I am so hungover. I just wanna be home, but home isn't sober. Yeah, home isn't sober. Yeah, home isn't sober. Yeah.
My name is Patrick Holloway, and we are Wrestle Club. Are you guys ready? All right, please please do not imitate any of the moves that you see here tonight. These are trained professionals that have years of experience. And we want you guys healthy enough to come out to more of our shows. Okay. So you guys ready for your first match? Yeah! All right, let's get right out here because they're ready for you. Whoops. Coming to the ring, weighing in at 180 pounds, from Boise, Idaho, Cedric Lionheart!
Welcome everybody to episode 17 Wrestle Club, and this week it is the Ring of Fire, and I am G alongside with me.
Hello once again everybody, it is Wes, and what a day we have planned for you. As you see coming to the ring right now, Cedric Lionheart. This is going to be the third match between Cedric Lionheart and Project Mayhem's Adrian Noctus.
Yeah, usually it's a rubber match, so I'm kind of curious to see what kind of match this is going to be, as this is the one that's going to settle the score.
That's right, we haven't heard what it's going to be as to this, but we'll find out before the match starts. Pretty sure of it. And people, we'd like to once again remind you that Wrestle Club is a bunch of trained athletes. We don't recommend you do this at home, but do please come see our events. We are always there for you.
Weighing in at 185 pounds, representing Project Mayhem, Adrian Noctus!
And his opponent, as you just heard, Project Mayhem's newest recruit, Adrian Noctus, current tag team champion. Again, we have to kind of express that they have the Freebird rules going, and I think with the fact that, once again, Damian Black is not representing the tag team titles or the potato belt, that kind of makes it to where it's Zayn and Noctus is the champions currently, doesn't it, G?
It exactly does, and here comes out the controlled chaos. And I'm going to tell you what, he has been a changed man ever since he has joined Project Mayhem.
That's right, it looks like they aren't feeding him any. You can see his ribcage there, he's got a bit of a cut going on, and his mascara is running a bit more. Once again, as I stated before, kid needs to stop shopping a Hot Topic, it's a little too obvious.
Yeah, and when he came out of that, you saw that he did a heart, and then he just broke the heart. So is he a heartbreaker now, or what?
I don't know. I never understand what's going on through this kid's mind, but again, that's because Control Chaos. It looks like he's going to say something here. We'll just be quiet and let him talk.
Now, Cedric, we face off time and time again. You've been the better man, I've been the better man. And I say, it's time we raise the stakes. We are both Idaho locals. But after tonight, I say the loser leaves Wrestle Club and leaves town. I hope you have your bags packed. As the owner, you guys want to see those stakes raised? You guys want me to hold them to that? All right. Remember, whoever loses leaves town tonight.
So let me make a quick correction. This is actually a loser leaves the state match. So the stipulation is whoever loses leaves Idaho.
Yeah, that's actually correct on that one. There's no such thing as loser leaves town. There's always workarounds when it's a loser leaves town. It has to be a loser leaves state. And I'll be pretty honest with you, that is one heck of a way to put it into a feud. One of these kids loses today, and I'm going to call it like it is. They're both under the age of 20. Both of these young men / kids have a lot on the line.
And you know what? I don't want to see either one of these guys leave Idaho, to be honest, because they are both great athletes, great wrestlers. And speaking of great wrestling, Adrian Noctus with that arm wringer.
And Cedric Lionheart, yeah, you're absolutely right, G. Cedric Lionheart rolling through, rolling back, skipping up from a handspring there, using his head only, if you notice, folks. Got him in a reverse arm wringer. Noctis' turn, using a little bit of flash, and chopping the arm. Ow!
Yeah, he does not want to go in one-on-one with Cedric on the mat, as he just broke that hold, and it's going to be a reset here.
That's right. If you people know, Cedric Lionheart has quite a history when it comes to chain maneuvering. He's worked with some of the best. Lost Soul Garibai, our current Wrestle Club champion. Noctis was with a quick takedown at the front.
Yep, and this is the July 7th, 2018, and we are right in front of Xanadu. Idaho Burner Alliance and Dedrick's just put a burn into the lower back of Adriel Noctus.
Yeah, that fire kick had a bit of a, or that spinal tap had a little bit of a fire spit to it there. Kicking Noctus right in the back. Noctus working to his feet, though. One thing we have said is that you got to be careful what you do. You have a tendency to bring both these men to life. And there we see it right there. Noctus quickly changing it into a headlock takedown.
Yeah, it looked like a snapmare. And there you see Dedrick with that alligator roll, and then Noctus with his own.
Oh wow, that looks like two kids at a frat party fighting over a beer can is what it looks like to me, G. Noctus quickly throwing Dedrick down to the ground, and that is a patented maneuver right there. A good way to stop a man's momentum is to just stomp his knee.
Yeah, it can take out a kneecap, and there you see a nice arm drag. And we got an aerial shot here from the drone too, and there's a missed clothesline and a shoulder tackle by the Lionheart.
Lionheart quickly taking advantage of the situation, capitalizing on Noctus's momentum there, knocking him down. Noctus, on the other hand, leapfrog over Dedrick, ducking the line, and a quick arm drag, holding it this time.
And there you see Adriel Noctus, right arm just right above that chin, trying to stop the oxygen of the Lion.
And forcing a knee right to the inner arm of the bicep right there, of the man's arm. That's a good way to wreck somebody's bicep there, G.
That has to hurt, and he has him here in the corner. Oh, straight elbow to the jaw.
You know, say what you want about Noctus. The boy's got bad grades. He's got a bad attitude. But he knows how to take a man apart. I'll give him credit for that. And Dedrick just got his teeth taken out of his mouth.
And there you see a bottom rope clothesline, very innovative by Noctus, and that's going to be a 2 count. And you know, with this stipulation of the loser leaves the state, do you got to pull out moves that you've never seen before? Because why would you want to leave Idaho?
That's right. Well, I mean, there's a lot of reasons why you'd want to leave Idaho, but right here, having a match between these two men, leaving Idaho because of their bitter rivalry between each other, it doesn't make sense to me, G, to be honest with you. I don't agree to this, but this is what it is. This is how professional wrestling works.
What happens if Adriel Noctus loses tonight and he's still a tag team champion? Where does that put our tag team championship at?
I think at that point, Zane's going to have to put something together and convince Damian Black to defend the title. I think that's what's going to have to be.
But it looks like Dedrick is taking advantage here. He does not want to leave Idaho. Here he comes, that drop kick straight to the kissers.
And that, you could not have not got a better shot at that. That is both feet right to the moneymaker of Noctus. And by moneymaker, I mean the Hot Topic kisser.
Yeah, he might be missing a few teeth there. Referee should check him.
I mean, even if you did miss teeth, you're not going to find them with all that gravel behind him. They're gone. Noctus looking like he's bleeding out of his mouth. Might be the mascara running, though.
And you see Dedrick, he has what it looks like some fingertips on his chest.
I think he grabbed the hold of the mascara. That might have been what it was. Grabbed hold of the mascara and wiped it across his chest, marking his prey like a proud lion.
And there we go, top plancha, straight body to body there, and that's gravel, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, that is nothing forgiving about that. They're called high risk for a reason, folks, and you put your body on the line when you dive off the top rope. Noctus kicking Dedrick right across the sternum, going for another one.
And that's going to have to take the wind completely out of you.
I think so too. Dedrick kind of buying some time though, and wisely dodging that running kick that could have just ended him.
And Dedrick Lionheart, where is he at here? He's calling for it, hitting that rope to rope. And this can be that outside suicide dive, and they are back on that gravel. And you see the back of Adriel Noctus.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that is all forms of pain that you don't want to welcome to your body there, G. I mean, we've seen stipulations. We've seen people go through tables. We've seen people go off ladders. But I think landing on gravel has got to be one of the most uncomfortable, if not the most unpleasant feeling in the world.
And that's a 2 count. And then you add goat heads to the mix, and that cannot be pleasing.
That's probably about equivalent to a thumbtack match right there, G.
Yeah, we might as well have him in this matchup because this matchup has been back and forth, hard hitting. And what does Cedric have in store?
Hopefully it's something better than throwing the man out on the ground, because it isn't working for him. Chopping him across the chest, going for that lion strikes that he does.
Ooh, well scouted and right back. Ooh, to that same move. And Adriel Noctus is just scouting that left leg.
Rarely ever do you catch a man with the same move twice. Rarely. And that time, Noctus got the advantage of that. Good belly to back, snap, release, suplex.
And the Lion is paying for it, but he kicks out here. He still has the heart.
I'll be pretty honest with you. If I got dumped on my head like that, I would have been out for days. That was quite a lethal maneuver from Noctus. Noctus looking like he might be going for the top, while Cedric is just reeling in pain.
Yeah, he's still hurting from that bicep and that left leg.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, that's a good way to put it into a line. Ooh, top rope missile drop kick from Noctus. Looks like he only got half of it, though. Didn't get all of it, G.
And that's going to be a 2 count, as we saw some high impact moves straight from the top rope, and you have to. I mean, who wants to leave the state of Idaho?
Definitely. Again, like I said, there's plenty of reasons to leave Idaho, but this isn't a good one. Two men both brawling each other, a bunch of back and forth shots. It looks like Cedric got the upper hand with a quick Euro.
So does the loser leave tonight?
I don't know for sure on that, but if I were to take a gander... Oh!
Gosh.
Ow! If I were to take a gander on that, I would say yes.
Oh, there we see a swing blade by the Lionheart, and the Lionheart is right back in this game. And here comes that pin.
Noctus wisely using the timer, holding his head, but using the time against Cedric there, getting a quick breath and then kicking out at 2. I will say this, G. You say what you want about Project Mayhem, but they are beyond dumb. Each member has their own strength, and right now we're seeing it in the heart of Noctus.
Cedric with that lion tamer, and we can see Noctus tapping out as he is dead center in the ring. A place you don't want to be if you're in a submission hold.
I don't think Cedric was quite done with that, though. He was going to go for something else, but Noctus quickly just shoving him off.
And there we see a counter by the Lion. Oh, going for a springboard, but he got caught.
And that modified neck breaker off the second turnbuckle, that had to have been, that, you know what, that pretty much is the exclamation point through the thought process of Noctus right there. Cedric Lionheart trying for a different maneuver. He should have just kept the lion tamer in the middle of the ring. He could have made Noctus tap. Can't talk today.
Yeah, if you got a submission hold, you do not want to let go of your opponent, but being smart that he is, he slaps it right back on. Dead center in the ring once again, so we can see a tap out here.
This time though, Noctus Noctus using his own strength and actually forced Lionheart to let go. Kick him in the chest and then a quick kick to the stomach, followed by one more to the chest. Going for the roundhouse with Cedric ducking and doing that lion strike one more time and successfully connecting.
With that Pele kick, the first time you don't succeed, you try again, and that was money. And as we see here, the Lionheart setting him up. I would have gone for the pinfall, but this is a loser leave state. And there's a code breaker. You got half of it. A one-legged code breaker, but that's all you need because that was right on the jaw.
But that's got to be it right there. Half a code breaker. Should put it into this and Noctus realizing at the last second that he's got to leave state tonight if he doesn't kick out. Quickly kicking out. And you know what, G? I got to say this, though. This, honestly, I'm going to put on Cedric Lionheart. He really wanted to make that point across. He should have used both legs, not just one. He would have sunk that in and taken it home.
Yeah, he would have sent Adriel Noctus to a different state. But Adriel Noctus is still in this matchup. I don't know for how long, as we see Cedric Lionheart probably going for it all as he's going to be climbing that top rope.
We've seen this before. This is Cedric Lionheart's swanton maneuver that he's always goes for. 9 times out of 10, he'll connect, and this will probably be no different. As we're waiting for it, nope, Noctus baited him, though, with a quick spin kick to the gut, and then follow one to the jaw. Ow!
Straight to the face there. Oh, straight knee to the jaw.
Wow.
And that's gonna be a TKO for sure.
1, 2, and there's our new referee, ladies and gentlemen. That is JW. He has done a fantastic job. And right here, this is a high-stakes match between two factions that don't like each other, Wrestle Club and Project Mayhem. And JW is calling it right down the middle, fairly, I must add.
And Noctus has the Lion in the middle going for that.
Oh, that is a Splash Mountain Powerbomb if I've ever seen one. That's it.
Oh, I don't know how Cedric kicked out, but he is still in this matchup as the referee is saying 2.
And you can see Noctus beside himself. Cedric Lionheart, maybe he doesn't have a lot of brains, but he's got a lot of brawn and a lot of heart, and it is showing today, G.
And now Noctus is going for the kill as he's going for that top rope leg drop. Nobody home.
Cedric wisely seeing that. He's seen that before. He's been on receiving end, and he shotgun Noctis' throat across that top rope. Wise on Cedric, followed by cross body.
Big top rope cross body there. You gotta go for the cover. This might be a mistake. You don't want to taunt after a high rope, top rope cross body.
You put your body on the line for that. You should just go for the pin. I agree, but it looks like that, and that's exactly why you don't taunt.
And that's gonna wake up the controlled chaos as we see chaos right here in the middle of the ring, but that's a 2 count.
Another one out of the front exploder suplex. No man can execute that better than Adriel Noctis. I'll give him credit for that. We might be seeing that top rope leg drop this time finally.
And here's that IQ of Adriel Noctis off that top rope, and he hit it all.
He got it. That was all of it right there.
We could be saying goodbye, Lionheart.
Pack your bags.
2.
Lionheart somehow mustering up the energy. Where did he get that from, G? That honestly should have been it. He should have been packing his bags and flying anywhere but Idaho.
That has to be that old school pride that he used to have and he still has as he kicks out.
Noctis, beside himself, wondering what else he's got to do.
Has him in that ripcord hold.
Going for the line, and
ripcord neck breaker there. Great counter by the Lionheart.
I'm not going to lie to you, G. That was out of nowhere, and you can see it too. Cedric Lionheart is hurting. He should have gone for the pin, truthfully. He would have tagged it, I think, honestly. But he wants to make an exclamation on this match. He wants to make sure Noctis does not come back.
And after that, he might not be coming back as you see him grabbing that lower back. You look, he almost landed on his tailbone there, too.
Yeah, that was... I think he was going for his patent Falcon Arrow, but he, like Cedric himself, too exhausted, could not land it fully.
Yeah, and it's quick to note, too, that today is not cold whatsoever. It is Ring of Fire, and that ring is literally on fire, and so is Cedric Lionheart as he's on this top rope.
And connected with the Swanton. I can't agree with you more there, G, on that one. Connecting with the Swanton. Noctis feeling it. Cedric Lionheart going for the pin. 1, 2. Again, where did they draw it from, G?
You know, with the stipulation of this, you gotta dig deep and kick out. Both these men have solidified their career here in Idaho in Wrestle Club, and none of these guys want to go, and I do not blame them whatsoever.
I don't blame him either. Why would you want to leave something like the Wrestle Club? Looks like Cedric was going for both legs. Noctis quickly stopping and giving a good roundhouse to the face of Cedric. And we've seen this. There's the kill switch. Cedric Lionheart is done.
2. Oh my gosh, I don't know how he kicked out Adriel Noctis, just pulling out all the stunts here.
Hey, you've seen it too. He's hit him with that top rope leg drop. He's won with that. He's won with the kill switch. He's put away bigger names than Cedric Lionheart. And there's the disaster kick. That's gotta be it. But Noctis taking too much time. This might cost him.
1, 2.
And it did. But that, I don't know if we can blame that on Noctis. That might just be the exhaustion kicking in.
That's 2 3/4, and this has to put Adriel Noctis in a different mind state because he has used literally everything to put out the Lionheart. What else can he do?
He's going to go once more for that top rope. I think at this point it's just pure desperation, G.
There's not much more that he can try, but you got to go back to what puts you in the game, and he has beat so many of Wrestle Club wrestlers with that top rope leg drop, but Lion had him scouted.
Lionheart took the time, breathed, taking the abuse, and now he's got him going.
That's a top rope code breaker.
That's a modified top rope code breaker. That's got to be it. And that is it. 1, 2, 3. Adriel Noctis has got to pack his bags and leave Idaho tonight. What a crushing blow to Project Mayhem, G.
You know what? I think he's going to have to go on Craigslist and find a roommate or something, put down a deposit because he has to leave the state tonight.
Yeah, he's a done son, as they say. Noctis, the loser. Cedric Lionheart, the winner. What a hard-fought match between both men. And you know what? Noctus can't leave tonight with his head hung low. He needs to leave with his head hung high. He'll be scouted anywhere he goes, especially with a performance like that, ladies and gentlemen.
So where does this put Project Mayhem as they lose Adriel Noctus?
Yeah, you know, that's the thing. It's hard to say. You know Brad Zane's most common saying, always have a plan. The Puppet Master is notorious for a lot of things, and he probably plans for things like this to happen.
I don't know if you can plan Adriel Noctus leaving the state of Idaho, but it's forced. He has to leave Idaho.
That's absolutely right. Noctus just laying there. You see it too. I think he finally realized what's going on. Cedric going home with a big W under his belt, knowing that he put it in to probably his biggest bitter feud possible.
I don't know where Adriel Noctus goes after this.
You have to leave town tonight.
You know Patrick Holloway had to love saying that, knowing that once again, he's got the upper hand on Project Mayhem. They have been a bitter thorn in the sides of everybody in Wrestle Club, Holloway included.
You know, despite the tactics of Adriel Noctus, I gotta say I'm gonna miss this kid. I saw this kid be a ref, be an announcer, and now he is gonna be leaving Idaho. But wherever he goes, I'm pretty sure that he's gonna find love, and we love him and we wish him the best.
Absolutely. Best of luck to you, kid. You did good. Don't ever walk away thinking you didn't.
As we see possibly the last moments of the controlled chaos, Adriel Noctus. And this is episode 17, Ring of Fire, and this is a very special episode because I actually have the owner of Pele Rising right next to me.
How you doing?
And what is your name?
My name is Rose.
And what caused you to form Pele Rising? What's the backstory of this?
Well, back when I lived in Hawaii, I lived in the jungle on the active island of, the big island of Hawaii. And I saw a lot of fire spinning, and I brought it back to Idaho because that's exactly what we needed.
And so what is this female doing? Because I don't know anything about these instruments, but all I know is that she is spinning fire right off her hips.
This is Casey. She's actually from Serpent Fire, and she is a master of fire vapor breathing and hula hoop.
Serpent fire. I think I can relate to the serpents, but I can't relate to the fire. Speaking of fire, she just ate some fire right there.
She is excellent at it. Look at her go.
And is that a hula hoop?
It's a hula hoop, and it's got 5 torches on it, and I believe she made it herself. Most of our fire spinners make their own tools.
So how does she even continue to spin the hula hoop and her hands are not burning, and I don't think her thighs are burning? She's not on fire, so does she know magic, or does this take a lot of training?
It's a little magic and a little practice, or a lot of practice.
As we see here, her just spinning that hula hoop, and she's very toned. You know, if she wants to be a pro wrestler, just give her some Wrestle Club contact information.
I will let her know.
But speaking of this, so what is this guy's name, as I have no information or no background on him?
This is one of my guys from Pele Rising. This is Cody Fisher. He's been a member of the group for 2 years, and he specializes in double nunchucks, which is what you're seeing now, as well as dragon staff, boogang, and poi.
That is awesome. So the nunchucks, have you ever knocked somebody out with those things?
He's probably knocked himself out once or twice, but I don't think he does any combat on a regular basis.
Well, I would be scared of him because those are nunchucks with fire, and yeah, if you get hit by one of those things, you know, in Wrestle Club we call that a foreign object, and I'm pretty sure he would get disqualified. So what is this instrument here?
This is called a trident. This is Johnny, who owned Myth and the Infinitive Arts Collective. We've been spinning fire together for about 8 years now. And this is one of his latest tools and one of the biggest ones, and it's called a trident.
Holy smokes, that looks like if he would throw that, it would definitely pierce you, probably even go straight through your sternum and outside your body. But so what type of training do everybody here has to go through?
You know, we spin fire together on a regular basis. Johnny is actually a roofer, so he gets a workout every single day he goes to work. And then he builds his own tools. He does some acrobatics, and he really loves what he's doing.
So what kind of, barriers have you faced since you are technically playing with fire?
Well, we have to be really careful not to burn ourselves, obviously, and to make sure our crowd knows not to try this at home. But basically, it's just getting used to being around the flame.
You know, I have never been used to flames unless somehow, some way I go to hell. But, you know, that's somewhere I don't want to go. But I think playing with the fire, playing with the flames is about as close as I want to get.
Well, we're bringing you a little hell on earth.
Exactly, as we see the spinning here. And so what is, as far as preparation as a performer, do you get like anxiety before performances?
There's a lot of adrenaline involved because we know we're going to be in front of a crowd with an unpredictable element, but we're professionals, so, you know, give each other a high five and get out on stage.
Speaking of unpredictable, what is the wind factor that plays with fire? I mean, because if the wind's blowing, like, do you even know where the fire is going?
Well, we do have to keep a really close eye on it. There's a lot of times when we have to switch which way we're facing in order to not get burned and to make sure we keep our audience safe.
Speaking of burns, have you ever been burned?
You know, once or twice, but it took 12 years of fire spinning before I got a serious burn.
Hey, that's not that bad, as long as you don't go to the ER and I guess get like 4th degree burns, because that's might leave a scar.
Well, we all have a few scars, but it's worth it.
Speaking of scars, it looks like this lady performing is not even, man, she's just hula hooping there.
This is Charlie. She is our best hula hooper, and she is just having so much fun. I really like working with her because she is very energetic, and wow, look at that.
Yeah, there's no way that I can do that. I am a robot. I don't have spaghetti legs. I don't even know how to dance or tango, let alone how to do a hula hoop and do all what she's doing right now, because I can't even explain that, but that is definitely an ability for sure.
Yeah, she is amazing to watch, and she's one of the fastest and most accurate hula hoopers that we have in the Boise fire community.
You know, speaking of this event, Ring of Fire, we actually had a little fire, so to speak, when the cops paid a visit and threatened us with the misdemeanor. So is there any other barriers that you have faced besides the cops coming and trying to shut down the show?
Well, generally we have a pretty good relationship with the Boise Fire Department and the Boise Police Department. However, we were a little loud for this event, which is why they showed up.
Well,
but they stayed.
Yeah, they did stay and enjoy the show, which is kind of ironic, you know, but they were saying we were being too loud, threatening us with the misdemeanor, but we were able to leave this event without getting any charges, which is great, right?
It was fantastic. I'm so glad.
Speaking of which, how do you have fire in your own hands, let alone play with it and belly dance at the same time, hip to hip? How do you do that?
Well, it takes a lot of talent, first off. I'm using some palm torches that my friend Beej made, so it's a steel flower with a torch right in the middle, and I can hold on to it, and it looks really cool.
It does look really cool, and even though you have, years of experience, do you feel the anxiety before performances? I mean, because usually they say, after X amount of years, you kind of lose the flame, so to speak, but do you still have the anxiety before a performance like this?
I have anxiety and a lot of adrenaline until I step out on stage, and then I just feel like I'm at home, especially with the fire. Check it out.
Even though I've been inside that ring, I have to admit that a lot of wrestlers can tell you that I actually dry heave before matches, throwing up because I don't eat prior to a match, but yet you can find me in the corner just anxiety attacks, trying to throw up, and then once that bell rings and I get introduced, I just turn it up a notch and kind of just suppress that in a way. Speaking of that, what are you doing there? Sword and a flame.
Well, I'm actually judging where the wind is, considering the flame is quite large at this point, so I have to face a certain way so I don't burn off my dreadlocks.
And there is the balance of the sword plus the belly dance.
It was a little windy. I can see it wobble a little, but I got it.
And you know this is the Ring of Fire special edition, and I hope that maybe the next event will be a Lake of Fire.
I think we could do Lake of Fire. I think that would be great.
You know, I think Wrestle Club and Pele Rising can pull off another great event, as this has been an episode and history in the making, as we always try to do each and every weekend. And there you are, strutting with the sword on your head. How do you do that balance? How do you balance fire on your head?
Oh, so much practice.
You can barely balance fire on the ground.
That's why you had me there.
Exactly, there you go with the hips and the strut.
And oh, there we go. Back up in the air. No problem.
Not at all. Wrestle Club and Pele Rising here on episode 17, making history as we always do. Thank you, Rose, for coming out and giving us a commentary.
Thank you for having me.
Hello, Wrestle Club! Welcome to the Forge. This is a sample of what you can experience if you were to book a private event with us. If you're interested, please visit our Facebook page at facebook.com/Idaho Wrestle Club. Now let's get started. to book a private event with us, if you're interested, please visit our Facebook page at facebook.com/Idaho Wrestle Club.
Did you guys enjoy that first match? We're glad that you enjoyed that first match. By the way, we do have a donation jar. Please donate to us and help goes towards ring repair, kitchen, alive, and afloat. Also, we also have merchandise. Please purchase shirts of your favorite wrestlers. Those purchases go directly to them and help support this endeavor. Now, with that being said, are you guys ready for the next match? This one is a quadruple threat. That's right. We're going to have 4 people in this ring all at the same time. So let's go ahead and bring him out. Coming first to the ring, weighing in at 299 pounds from Boise, Idaho. He is your Tree City Giant, James Graham.
And this is your main event for episode 17. As you heard, the owner, Patrick Holloway, saying that this is a 4-way elimination match.
That's right, and come to the ring first, our Tree City Giant, the big man in pink, rocking those iconic pink sunglasses of his, James Grimm. He has been slowly gaining momentum, but you know what? Momentum is momentum, G, no matter how you look at it. The fans still love this man, and he has been learning every time he steps into the ring that not everything is a rinse and repeat. You gain knowledge as you progress, and James Graham has been displaying that finally.
You can say that he has the heart of fire and the never quit attitude.
That's right.
But how do you prepare for a fatal 4-way elimination match?
You know what, it's like we said before, and it's like I say about the triple threat matches, is that you can't go without your head on a swivel.
Alright, come next to the ring, weighing in at 108 pounds.
We gotta get out of
Idaho
this ring.
Department of Correction, the Outlaw, Rusty Living!
And the second competitor has been announced, and it is none other than the Outlaw, Rusty Livings.
Now, here is an enigma if I've ever seen one. When we first were introduced to Rusty Living several years ago, this man has made it clear he will take whatever he wants and he does not care. This man has been a changed man over the last few years, separating himself from King Marcus Anderson, dismembering Royal Inc. in the process. And now, here he is. This man has garnished the love of the fans. But to me, a criminal is still a criminal, G, and this guy still fights dirty.
To be fair on the Outlaw, he's on probation compared to parole.
Alright, you got me on that.
But as we heard, making his way to the ring is the Sun God, Tonatu.
Now, this is the rookie to be watching out for. Ever since his debut at Resolution, he managed to garnish a triple threat match between him, Lost Soul Garabai, and the then reigning champion King Marcus Anderson. I honestly believe that the rookie, though, is the reason why Lost Soul Garabai is your new reigning champion, as he helped take out a little bit of the steam of Marcus Anderson on that day. Our king and our lord has been on quite the blood vengeance, looking to regain what he has lost.
And it's easy to say that the Sun God is the rookie of 2018 because, as you see, he is the biggest guy in Wrestle Club, and I'm not sure who can stop him.
It's hard to say on that one, and you can see right now he is walking around with the prized possession of what he took from our last event, Outlaw Rusty Living's very own signature flag there.
Yeah, the Sun God has been taking things from all the wrestlers that he's been competing against. He took the Lost Soul Garabai's hair, now Outlaw Rusty Living's, what is that, the flap?
I think that's his butt flap that he likes to walk around with. And yes, I'll call it like it is because he hangs it off his butt.
And lastly, going to the ring, weighing in at 225 pounds from Riverside, California, Marcus the King Anderson.
And what man to accomplish to basically complement this match than none other than our king, our lord, my liege, King Marcus Anderson, walking to the ring with a purpose, and he has a purpose, G. He has been running Patrick Holloway's stupid gauntlet for the title ever since he has lost it.
And it looks like he has the microphone once again here. Let me zip it.
You stupid idiots. Better shut up and listen well.
We have to be quiet.
I said shut up!
The police are gonna come.
Silence, my God. Grab your mics. Fix that. Secondly, you treat me like a dog and expect me to smile. You have me face off against these goons, who, by the way, I've beaten before. You see, over there, you've got some sort of talentless biker hack that couldn't even cut it on a bootleg Sons of Anarchy TV show.
Oh no, he didn't.
You shut up, you little brat! I will knock your teeth in! Do you hear me? Hey, shut up! Secondly, we've got your Tana Tua, right? What's the matter? The sun god? More like a light bright Juki. Listen here, if you ever want to amount to anything regarding royalty, stop being a cheap dime store imitation. Plus, the last year and a half, and then maybe, just maybe, you might get to my level. And I always forgot about you.
Hi.
You call yourself the King City Giant, right? That's funny. I noticed a black and white for you. Shut up! Hey, I'm talking right now.
I heard $8 an hour, right?
Tell you what, hey, shut up! They should call you the Lincoln Law Miniature because you're nothing more than a small little man. Thank you.
And there you heard the king with some big words there.
And you know, I can't blame the king in the slightest bit. He's been on a blood vengeance. He's got vendetta against Patrick Holloway. I mean, you have to think about this, G. He lost his title, and Holloway said this isn't like some promotion that you see in New York. We do things differently in Wrestle Club, and it is true. When you lose a title, you don't get an automatic rematch.
And there's an all-out brawl. Is kind of what I figured how this match would start up, as none of these competitors like each other besides maybe Outlaw and James Grimm.
That's a big maybe on that one.
Big maybe.
Yeah, they've got a lot of history between each other. But Grimm right now getting the upper hand on Marcus. Marcus wisely just ducking out of the ring. Outlaw taking advantage of this though. Going after Grimm, trying to hit him with the right hook, but Grimm blocking and then feeding him his own shot.
Ooh, Grimm not holding back, just sending him straight to that corner. Just repeated chops there on the Outlaw.
That's right. Now keep in mind, up and over by the Outlaw, feeding him with the right elbow. Now keep in mind, the rules of this match are as goes. This is an elimination. Basically, any man can score a pinfall on another man. Whoever scores a pinfall, that man is gone.
Yeah, and you have to tag out or get tagged back in, like how you just saw the Sun God tagged himself right back in this match.
And he's going right after James Grimm, feeding him those big, vicious forearms from the Sun God, whipping him into the corner of Rusty Livings. Rusty, on the other hand, not tagging, and that might have been wise.
Speaking of wise, James Grimm wants to end this matchup real quick. As you saw, he went for that choke slam, but the Sun God with that double-handed power bomb, and the King hits the King snap, goes for the cover, and that is a 3 count.
I'm not gonna lie to you, that was brilliant on our King's part. I think there was a blind tag too, because the referee did not stop the pin. That tells me there was a blind tag at that point in time, and the referee caught it and just didn't call it out. but that was beautiful. Tonatu hitting a double-handed choke slam powerbomb combo of his, and then Marcus Anderson going for the perfect snap.
Yeah, Marcus Anderson just made another move right there, tagging in the Sun God. This is actually pretty smart of the King.
This is why he's our Wrestle Club champion, why he was our Wrestle Club champion. This is why the man is the face of Wrestle Club when you get down to it. You have brilliance, you have brain, you have brawn, and you don't see that with these two men. They're just beating the snot out of each other, but Marcus is just sitting back and letting them go at it.
And the Sun God, just no reaction to that clothesline or that back elbow.
Rusty Livings is kind of realizing that this might be the equivalent to try to beating up a tree in the forest, and you just don't do it.
Here comes the Outlaw one more time. Oh, that was straight money, straight to the kisser.
That was surprising, actually. Outlaw got up high enough. Tonatu a little caught off guard. I think the arrogance of Tonatu might have came back to bite him on that one. Rusty Livings grabbing his butt flap.
Well, he got it back, and that's something that he has been missing. I mean, that's his possession. Oh, and there's a big, giant hip toss there.
I think he might have regretted that decision right there. Tonatu, looks like Marcus tagged Tonatu out. Marcus coming in. Might be looking to put an end to Outlaw as well as Royal Inc. Sharing some words with Tonatu, though.
Yeah, as we heard earlier, this is part of that gauntlet that the King has been running. He was victorious last week in a great matchup against Cedric Lionheart, but right now, he's in a bad spot right here.
Yeah, we've seen this before. It looks like Outlaw's going to go for that quick run-up tornado arm drag that he does. He's calling for it.
And he nails that with perfection.
Not gonna lie to you, Outlaw is a smart man, but he is easily distracted by what he thinks it is.
And that was not smart. That's a distraction there. Outlaw taking his eyes off the ball, and he's gonna be paying for it right here.
Marcus has got him slapped in and transitioning from a headlock to the majestic guillotine. And there you see it. Excellent execution from
elbow to the heart there, and that's a 3 count. The Outlaw is gonna be forced to go back to that locker room.
That's right. Marcus realizing he needs to get on Tonatu. Again, our Lord is not stupid, G. Eliminated Outlaw, and instead of giving Tonatu a chance to breathe, went right for him.
Yeah, Marcus King Anderson has not been in this matchup as long as the Sun God, so the cardio is playing a factor here.
That's right. And this is going quick too. Like there's a bunch of men just throwing a bunch of shots at each other. Marcus dodging line and then hitting Tonatu and kind of realized that doesn't work on Tonatu.
I'm surprised Tonatu did not fall, but look at the size difference there.
That's right. Marcus going for it again. Our King might be realizing that same concept I said about trying to chop a tree in the forest. It doesn't work if you're by yourself.
Oh, but Marcus King Anderson, as you have seen, he has been putting on some muscle mass, and there we see it there.
That is like a Tyrannosaurus Rex just leaping on its prey is what you saw. That shotgun drop kick of Marcus, and he's going for it.
Oh, he just doesn't have it going. And the Sun God with the pair of elbows, and we saw that drop kick, but that only put the Sun God to his knees, but this is going to put him on his back there.
Oh, and you see it too. That taxes the man's lower back. Marcus Anderson is feeling that one. And you know, that's not surprising. There's not a lot of men that can body slam the Sun God Tonatu.
That can be a hernia in the making right there.
Yeah, maybe a fused pelvis with the spine.
But with the big guy like the Sun God, you gotta take some risk, and even the King realizes this.
That's 220 pounds plus looking to come down on the ribcage of Tonatu. Marcus calling for the crowd. Tonatu's still down.
Wait. Who is that? Is that Richie Dagger?
That is Richie Dagger, and he's got a chair in his hand. He has got Marcus distracted while he's on the top rope.
We haven't seen him in a while, and he has a cigar too.
As well as a chair. Oh. And that was the distraction Tonatu needed. Richie, well-timed. Tonatu, 3 count, ending the run of Marcus Anderson in that gauntlet. That is not going to do him any favors. And I'm not going to lie to you, G. That's going to send our King, our Lord, home pissed off.
Wait a minute, I think he has a King Anderson t-shirt as he is victorious. The Sun God with that double-handed chokeslam powerbomb.
That was a surprising upset, but maybe that's also a credit to the fact that Richie Dagger has done a great job scouting out Tornado 2 and bringing him to the ranks of the Wrestle Club. He came up to Patrick Holloway and said, I have a man for you, and this man will change the way we view Wrestle Club's roster.
As the Sun God is the biggest man on the roster, and Richie Dagger, I would say he gave the Sun God a big assist in this main event win.
That's right, and right now their words being shared. Oh, Marcus Anderson giving Patrick Holloway the royal bath treatment. Wow.
You gotta wonder, is he gonna have to pay for that? Because that's something you don't do to the boss.
Absolutely not. I might crack jokes about the boss, but I will never ever spit on the boss.
And episode 17 concludes with the Sun God victorious in our main event, but will he be victorious in our next event?
Yeah, that's right, folks. Great question to ask, G. As you can see, Boise Comic Arts Festival 2018, August 25th to 26th at the Jump Center. You want to come on down and see our boys. This is episode 17. I'm Wes, Omar, $60. G.
I am off. Everybody out there, we'll see you next week.
Love ya. Mwah!